welcome to Planet Alasia, my personal utopia where I do what I like, share what I love, practice what I teach, and explore what inspires me. So I really don't have anything concrete or definitive planned to talk about today. I just wanted to welcome you to my world and kind of just get the ball rolling on something that I've wanted to do for many years now, and for one reason or another I have hesitated on or prevented myself from being consistent in. And I'm just really at a point in my life where I want to move forward. I want to do so intentionally, and I recognize that that means that it will come imperfectly. So instead of waiting for what I deem the perfect moment or the perfect video idea, topic, structure, what have you, I'm just deciding to dive in and improve along the way. So that's something that I actually really value, is being true to myself and who I am, my humanity, all those things, especially on the internet, because I feel like in the society that we live in now, it's far more common for people to pretend that they have it all together than to show up as their most honest, true selves, which in large part I think is because of the way that people respond on the internet. The internet has gotten a little bit out of hand, if you ask me. I think that it's gotten a little crazy as far as the dissonance between how people behave in everyday life, in real life, versus how people behave on the internet. But for me, I will say that on my channel, on the spaces that I show up online, in the community that I am intending to build here and wherever else I may post, I am going to be very intentional about how the community engages with one another, and how I engage with the community, how other people show up as well. I want this to be a safe space, and I know a lot of people say that online, but I really mean a space where people can feel comfortable being their flawed selves while they're in the process of improving, because it's all about progression, not perfection. And here also I am particularly, I don't want to keep saying intentional, but I am particularly aware or sensitive to the commentary and the dialogue that I'm going to be welcoming, especially because I do tend to talk about my faith a lot, and I personally believe in Jesus Christ and the Holy Trinity. So sometimes I say God, sometimes I say Jesus, but that's very important to me and who I am as a person. So I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, that's not everybody's preference. However, again, the baseline here is going to be all about respecting one another. We can have a difference of opinions, but that doesn't mean that it has to get nasty or anything like that. This is not going to be a typical online space. That's the main thing that I want to get across. But with that said, I do want to say that my goal here is to create a community where I can feel myself, really. I can improve upon all types of different things, such as hobbies, like goals, whatever, cooking, beauty. I'm really in this space right now where I want to holistically improve my life, and that's one reason why I'm particularly excited about creating my channel now, because I feel like I fell in love with YouTube. It's just a brief little story. I fell in love with YouTube when I was about 9 or 10, very early on in YouTube, and I had the dream of becoming a content creator, but because of my apprehension toward social media, I just did not want to do it. I didn't want to be in the spotlight. I didn't want to feel judged or criticized. And then when cancel culture got a little out of hand, I was just like, that's not going to work for me, because I am someone who, I take pride in just remaining who I am to the best of my ability. I don't like to pretend to be something that I'm not, and I don't think that other people should feel pressured to be someone that they're not either. And I understand we all have our seasons in life where we're figuring things out, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I am in a season where I'm figuring things out. And what I loved about YouTube in the very beginning was that it seemed like it was just a community of people figuring out what they liked and sharing that with the world comfortably, boldly. And it wasn't so much about how much money they could possibly bring in. It wasn't about trying to appease the world, you know, random strangers that they don't know who, for whatever reason, will bring in commentary on their lives as if they know them. It wasn't what it became, at least from my perspective, what it has become. And so that's why I haven't done it up until now, but that's also the reason why I feel like it's the perfect opportunity for me to dive back in, because I am at this space where I'm trying to figure out what I like, and I want to learn new things. I want to try new things, and I just want to exist and be a human. And I think it boils down to the fact that I want to be a part of the change that I want to see in the world, because I would love to see more people feel comfortable just showing up as their natural self and showing their true colors and feeling safe to do that. Safe enough to establish firm boundaries on their channel, because at the end of the day, we all share the internet, right? And I get that you can't always control how far your reach goes, or really you can't control too much of anything on the internet sometimes. However, I do want to try my best to lay down some boundaries, some expectations. And again, it's not really out of trying to control other people necessarily, but it is to control my peace of mind and to, you know, just make sure that it's how I see it really is similar to how any business has terms and conditions that you either agree to or you don't. Most people don't read them, myself included. Sometimes I do, but most of the time they're super long, and you just have to decide if you want to engage with that business or that application or whatever the case may be or not. You're still going to be held against, you're still going to be held to those terms. If you agree to them, you're going to be held to them, whether you read them or not. And I think in so many different areas in society, and I mean like in real life, everyday life, people go places understanding that you have to abide by the rules of that particular place for the most part. Some people don't agree with that, but in our society, there are typically rules and standards that are set in whatever space and place that you go to. And I don't understand why the internet has not established this so much, but again, that is my goal. But I don't know. I'm looking to the side because I have something on my laptop and I don't know if I should share it, but I guess I will share a little bit about it. The season of life that I'm in right now is essentially an overhaul of every single one of the 8 dimensions of wellness. So let me see if I can remember them off the top of my head. We have spiritual, mental, and emotional, kind of share one tier. Physical, environmental, social, intellectual, vocational. I always forget one. Well, 7 out of 8 is not bad. Let me look it up. But essentially, I want to focus on the 8 dimensions of wellness in my life, because entire life needs an overhaul. Just sheer intentionality. Financial. I don't know how I forgot financial. That is a major one. Financial is the last one. And yes, I need an overhaul, and I have so many things already. So the season of my life that I'm in as well or in addition to wanting to improve my 8 dimensions of wellness, I am intentionally stewarding the things that I own, the things that I have, and making room for new blessings to come into my life. So I'm thinking, I think that's good.
It's so special.